Welcome back. We've got Lalit Keshre joining us now, the CEO at Groww. Lalit, good to have you with us. And interesting to see the trends in investment with millennials as well. Let's start off with retail participation and where you see that at. How brokerage rates have also been coming down now. What have been the most recent trends that you've observed?
Hey, thank you so much for inviting. What we are seeing is democratic shift of people moving from traditional assets to financial assets. And so be it mutual funds or stocks, right? They are products that can allow retail investors also to participate in the growth of the country, invest in companies that are building India. So that is how I think awareness has been building up crazy fast among everybody. So that's what we are seeing today.
Okay. Do you expect the new Demat account opening, the kind of trends that we've seen and the numbers to sustain at the moment going forward?
Yeah. It's very difficult to answer that. See, so far we have seen crazy growth, right? So last year, there were, I think, more than 10 million Demat accounts were opened. And the base was like around, I think, 40 million or so, right? So very, very high kind of growth. But if you look at the overall size, the number of people who are doing deposits in India is still kind of very, very high, more than 250 million or so, right? So over long term, we would continue to see more and more Demat accounts. But in short term, you don't know whether this growth will continue or there will be it will fall down or no. That's very difficult to tell.
Sure. Lalit, also wanted to understand a little bit on the texture or nature of participation. Is it largely direct equities or mutual funds as well are seeing bookings?
So we see both are growing fast. If you look at the trend in last 5 to 6 years, right? What we have seen is participation is growing based on multiple factors that are coming in. The awareness has increased a lot. What regulators have done in terms of UPI innovation came, then Aadhaar came. E-sign is one of the best things that have happened in especially in mutual funds and brokerage industry. So a few years back, you had to do physical signature to open an account, wait for 2 days, 3 days. Now e-sign can be done easily and so on. So to answer your question, we are seeing it across, not just direct equity, but for mutual funds as well.
Sure. Also wanted to understand what is the kind of, the Robinhood investor, the hobby traders, which were a large part of the pandemic, new account openings and, a separate class of investors in that sense, which came to the fore. Do you sense that these are largely young millennials, first-time traders? If you could just give me an age-wise category or a breakup.
See, I think growth has been across the ages, I believe, right? What we see is, it's not very surprising to say that, okay, a lot of millennials are also coming because India is today a country of a lot more millennials than anybody else, right? So we are seeing growth across age groups and of course, millennials would be higher for us because we are specifically kind of we are encouraging young investors to come and invest for long term.
Also wanted to understand just on the nature of your business, given how competitive the space is, do you see that there is room for more players to come in or for the existing players such as you to grow in market share?
See, I think it is both. All of us, existing players, all of us will have to scale up, provide more simplicity, transparency. Plus, there is always room for new players also. So if you look at the overall market, right, market dynamics, it's still day one. The penetration of financial services in India is very, very low. And we have got this opportunity to leverage internet and technology to scale it across the country, and be it investing, be it insurance, be it mutual funds or anything, right? Be it whatever. I think there's a lot of room to grow. The penetration is just too low. So I think there is we are still very, very early in our journey in the country today.
Where are the yields headed in your business? Brokerage is zero. The direct structures, SEBI, in a sense, the mutual fund structures have also altered in terms of the commissions and the fees they share. So while the growth is large, it could be, do you see like a geo kind of a situation where growth is large but nobody ends up making money?
See, what happens is in internet business that, you try to cut the costs as much as possible. And then, of course, your cost structures are also very low and so on, right? So overall, average revenue per user has to go down. And even if you look at the penetration, right? So if you look at let's say, if you're focusing on very, very heavy trader, then your average revenue per user would be very high. But if you're democratizing, if you're investing, your transactions are not too much, right? So your average revenue per user are not low. So in general, in internet businesses, your goal is to reach to millions of customers and lower cost for them. But because the number is so large, you make money and your cost structures are low because you are a 100% tech company. I think that is where everyone, all the tech kind of ecosystem would move towards. So for customers, yes, it will be the cost will continue lowering, and we'll have to build businesses out from, look at Amazon model, for example.
What is happening in the insurance business, according to you? I'm asking you this question because I'm preempting what fintechs are thinking right now, because the insurance business commissions are very high.
Yeah.
They've not got disrupted. Is that the next space where disruption is going to happen, just like in brokerage it's happened?
Yeah, so I won't comment specifically on insurance because I don't know about that business too much. But in general, coming from this same philosophy, if somebody can do better distribution, can make simple products for customers at lower cost, then margins would go down. Competition would drive margins down and so on. So premiums would have to come down. Bezos says, right, your margin is my opportunity. And I think internet entrepreneurs, new fintech entrepreneurs, or even a lot of entrepreneurs in financial services who are already existing institutions, they are all seeing the opportunities in the country.
All right, we'll let you go on that note. Thanks much for taking time out and joining in and giving us that perspective.